Hello and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. And today we are going to learn a little bit about the Hampton Education Foundation and also a great event they're sponsoring. My guests are Nancy Beach and Ali Afanja. Welcome.
Hello, thank you so much for having us here.
I am excited because I think it is so important to help the schools. A lot of people think, oh no, my tax money goes there, they don't need anything else.
They do need a little more help, although we have great leadership that works very hard to ensure that our schools are well funded. There are some opportunities that just can't meet the operating budget. And so in 2001, the city leaders got a few people together and started to prepare and then execute on the foundation, the Hampton Education Foundation. And since 2001, we've been able to see the vision of either the schools, the leaders, also the teachers, and find ways to help fund their interests and their ideas and innovation.
So when you say foundation, that means any donations are tax deductible?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Well, tell us what you do with the money you raise. What are the programs you have, or how is it, what is the purpose?
Well, the foundation gives away over $30,000 worth of annual grants through our teacher grant programs. We offer mini grants and innovation grants, and we also offer a Mike Canty scholarship named after a beloved educator, Dr. Mike Canty.
So what is the scholarship for? Is that for a student, or how does that work?
The scholarships are for teachers to the scholarships are for teachers to do different type of innovative programming within their classrooms, and also for graduating Hampton City School students.
Okay. What kinds of things have you given out these grants for?
Very interesting projects. I've not gone through the grant cycle because I just started with the foundation in March. We're just coming up to that process, but from reading the files, there's some very interesting opportunities this year. But in the past, they've ranged from everything from a poetry project to some software in language arts that can help a teacher identify areas that a elementary school student might need to work on. And I might add, the poetry project was in high school. I was very fascinated reading that one. And then there's also doing problem solving on a robotics program. So things that help them find ways to adjust and maneuver and do the robotics project. But then there's also, again, another software that was for the whole math department at a middle school. So the teachers don't look out just for their own ideas, but they also think about their whole team as they're teaching and they're doing things that they have found to be innovative and interesting for the classroom.
It's really interesting because, you know, a lot of what I do, I talk about Hampton as a place of innovation. For 400 years, we've been a place of innovation because it's important not to do the same thing all the time. And education can be very prescribed. So, you know, what are the new developments? How do you find them? How do you fund them?
Go ahead.
Well, it's funny you say that because this year we have a new fundraiser named the HEFFest that we created in honor of the Hampton educators, taking place November 5th. There's going to be a great night of wonderful music at the Vanguard. The event starts at 6 o'clock, and we would love to see everybody there.
All right. And what, before we get to the music, because we have a little bit more coming up on that, what else is going on during this event? You said something about vendors, maybe?
So there's a couple of special things that'll be happening that night. We have from 6 to 8, we'll be opening the doors to have an opportunity to enjoy Vanguard before the music starts.
Wonderful food. Let me just put in that plug right now.
Absolutely. It's a great venue. We cannot thank Randy Thomas and his team at Vanguard. They've really been over to just make sure that we have everything we need that night. But the other piece is we're going to offer a vendor fair. It's really about self-care for our educators, so offering things that they can come and learn about for their health and wellness, as well as things that they might pick up in the classroom, or ideas that they might just for their self-care.
That's great.
And
go ahead.
And we know how difficult it's been these last 3 years for our teachers.
Gosh.
All the adjustments we asked them to make for the benefit of our students. And it's been very hard work. and we just want to take the time to celebrate them, show them that we really appreciate everything they're doing, and the whole community is completely behind them 110%.
Well, nationally, we have seen so many people leave the teaching profession. I mean, there are localities that can't fill almost half of their jobs. And so retaining the amazing teachers that we have with things like this, might go a long way.
It is. It's important to realize that that's what we wanted to do. And Ali became our board president just this year, and I was new. We both talked about what we wanted for the foundation. And what we realized is it's important to have the visibility because Hampton's such a great city. Our schools are doing very well in this community. As you know, and everyone's read, we are now top in on-time graduation for the region.
Yeah.
With 100% accreditation.
And especially, one of the things, you got to dive into that number because what you learn is Hampton Schools is not just doing well with, the good kids. So you look at people who are from low-income families. You look at people from disadvantaged, historically disadvantaged classes, and Black people and new people like Hispanic students. And, I know you know this, but the motto is every child, every day. And there are some school systems that teach the easy kids the easy stuff and make the numbers. And Hampton really, really reaches out.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, and I think we see that as part of our mission is to make sure people know what's going on. The foundation is there in support of the Hampton City Schools, but we've had a great leadership group from many people who've been on the board for years that have really kept us focused on that mission, keeping us engaged in the community, and that's what Ali wanted. He said, I want visibility. No one knows who we are. I said, we're going to get there.
It's true.
So this Hef Fest on November 5th is a way to celebrate our educators, make sure that the community can come out. You'll hear a little bit in your next segment about some of the community leaders who are going to be appearing that night as performers. And so we really like to see that it's one community too, not just every child, but one community, our families, our educators, our leaders, all together.
And I'm assuming that visibility also gets you more donations, which is the heart of all of it, is to get money for those programs.
Yes, and we are very thankful to have received Centera was one of our leading sponsors for this event. We just want to make it a little bit easier for our teachers to do the job they love to do.
Right, and keep them excited.
Most definitely.
Exactly.
We've all heard of teachers going into their own pockets, buying resources for classrooms, and I don't think, and we at the Hampton Education Foundation don't think that they need to do that. We have a very strong board that's really committed to working on the behalf of our teachers and providing them with the resources that they need in order to do the wonderful things that they want to do in the classroom.
All right, well, that sounds great. And we're going to break from you guys and bring on a couple of band members to talk about the music that we're going to hear that night. But thank you all so much for coming.
Thank you
so
for having
much. I
us.
appreciate it.
And stay tuned. Welcome back to Round Robin. These are the band members that I told you we were going to have. It's Chris Ambrosino from Blue Ribbon and Bill Beach from Man Fighting Bear. I love that name.
Thank you very much.
So tell us, well, first of all, why are you guys, volunteering your time for this benefit?
Well, it was interesting. Randy Thomas at the Vanguard has hired our bands, Chris and I. This will be our third year, and we had a show lined up for November 5th. And my wife, Nancy, who is the new executive director of
We just met her.
Okay, Hampton Education Foundation, said that she would like to dovetail on our show to make this a fundraiser. And Chris and I quickly realized that this would be an opportunity for us to be part of something that's bigger than we are, that would give back to the community. And if the fundraiser was done successfully, there would be a lot of people there. And as a musician, and I think Chris will agree with me, it's always fun to play for a larger crowd than it is a few people, and we have done both. So
that's right.
So
and
we're
Chris,
excited.
you have a tie to the school system as well, right?
Yeah, well, I realized that in the band we have 2 alumni, HCS alumni, and also my wife is an HCS employee as well. So when we were asked to do this, I thought, well, what ties do we have to this? And then we have quite a bit. So
All right.
it turned out to be good.
But let's get to the music. I think some people in Hampton may be familiar with Blue Ribbon. You've certainly been on the show before. But tell us a little bit about your music and your band.
So Blue Ribbon is a band it's a four-piece band. It's based on songwriting by my partner Jim Gordon, myself, and the rest of the band. And we have about 7 albums out that are on streaming, all the streaming platforms. And we try to do as many local shows as we can, regional shows. And we spend a lot of time writing, recording, releasing music. And we're kind of an indie folk singer-songwriter rock band. So
All right.
that's the genre.
Yeah, a big genre.
A big genre.
A combination,
Right,
sort
right.
of. And Bill, your band is not local, even
No,
though
we're
you
not.
are.
Our band is based in Chicago, and we do a lot of shows in Chicago, but we come out to Hampton. I live here, and we play at the Vanguard once a year. And our music is really a kind of a fusion of blues, jazz, funk, and rock. So, but for the best part for me is that I get to play with my son, Chris, who is the drummer of the band. So that's always fun.
And you drag him to Hampton once a year. That's
Kicking
good.
and screaming? No. No, he loves it out here. He loves it out here. And our bass player, who is our best friend, also comes out here. So we look forward to every year. And there's something great about playing for your hometown.
Right,
And,
right.
in front of family and friends. And I get to hang out with this guy a lot, which is always a pleasure to share a stage with Chris Ebracino.
Now, Hampton is not your long-term hometown, and I can tell by the way you say Chicago that are you from there?
I'm from Chicago, born and raised in Chicago. Diehard Cub fan, although I grew up on the South Side, which should make me a Sox fan. But I root for the Bears all the time.
All right. Well, you have some first. Okay, wait. Chris Blue Ribbon is going to play first,
Yep.
and then a Man Fighting Bear.
Correct.
And then you have a surprise to announce, I hear.
We have we've taken the name, combined the two names, Blue Ribbon and Man Fighting Bear. We have the Blue Bear All-Star Band, I think is what we call them.
I like
And we
that.
have a number of guest artists. We have people such as Tom Wilson and Steve, how do you pronounce his last name?
Stelmazak.
Stelmazak. Al Freeman, his daughter Kelly Freeman will be playing. And I'm sure I'm missing others, but the surprises are we're having Mike Petters, who is the outgoing president and chair of the shipyards, Huntington Ingalls.
way.
Mike is a great trumpet player, a wonderful friend, and we're looking forward to having him.
Oh, that's so
And,
cool.
Jimmy Gray, vice mayor. And the surprise guest on top of those two will be Mayor Donnie Tuck, who shreds a mean guitar. So we'll be-
I have heard that. I forgot.
Yeah.
And Jimmy plays.
Jimmy Gray
Vice
plays
Mayor Gray plays.
right, bass guitar, and Donnie Tuck plays rhythm guitar.
We did a video one of the years for State of the City that was songs of different generations and kind of talking about how Hampton has changed along with that. And they both, I think, brought their own instruments instead of using the props that we had.
Well, that's one of the reasons that we love this show, because we get to showcase so much talent in the city of Hampton, and it's for an outstanding cause.
That's wonderful. Well, anything else you can tell us about, this all-star band or what you're going to play or anything?
Chris?
Well, it's we're really going out on a lot of different genres in the set list, because we know we have a extremely diverse, population here in Hampton. So we're going to be doing some
And I know
blues.
you have a reggae singer
Oh,
in the
yes,
band.
I have a
as
reggae
well.
singer,
Yeah.
Gabe Diaz.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Gabe.
So some blues, some rock and roll, some funk, some reggae. We have it all. So it's going to be a neat last set.
That is wonderful. So, so Nancy said that things, Hef Fest, I'm trying to learn the name.
Yes.
Starts at 6, but you all don't perform until, what's the timing on that?
Chris's band begins at 8 o'clock,
Okay.
plays for about 45 minutes to an hour. Then we go on for another hour, and then the third act comes on at 10 o'clock.
All right, I can stay up that long. It's hard now. I don't
It's past my
always-
bedtime.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
right? Okay, well, that sounds wonderful. Is there, we forgot to say, you can get advance tickets and how. So we're going to direct people to the website where they
Right.
can get that information.
There's a QR code on the website that you can, take a picture and get tickets there, or you can contact the HEF office and talk to Nancy Beach,
Yep.
who will make sure that you get tickets, and there's opportunities for sponsorship, and we would be remiss if we didn't thank Centera for coming in as the lead sponsor, because that inspires and motivates others to make a gift, and we believe that others are out there to also step forward. So
And people should make a gift, because if I recall correctly, tickets are only $5.
that's correct.
And you get to hear 3 amazing bands for that.
we like to think so.
Spend a little money on dinner at Vanguard, give an extra donation to the Education Foundation, because this is going to be an amazing evening.
And we would have to thank Randy Thomas and his
Yes.
group. They've really helped us all the time. And their booking agent, Joe Castellanos, has been remarkable to work with in getting this all coordinated. So we thank them both.
And I do want to remind people, the Vanguard is open. It doesn't look it. There's all that construction on King Street, all that heavy equipment. I think some people have been deterred by that. They are open and running, and we really encourage people to come out that evening.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Is there anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
I think that's it. We hope to see you there.
Yeah.
I hope so too. That'd be great.
Good.
So thank you for watching. This is going to be an amazing evening for an amazing cause, and I hope you will come out for HEF Fest. Thanks for watching.